4 years ago, when the question was asked if I supported term limits, I said that I would serve for 4 years, and that if I was elected, and I kept that promise. I felt that I could make a difference in education, because being an educator at the college level, I could bring some expertise here. I come from a family of educators. My mother was a principal at the Taos schools. My grandfather, her father, was superintendent of county schools in the early 1900s. My children are well educated. And I'd like first of all to thank my wife, Dr. Arsenio Córdova, for the wonderful support, and my children, and my antepasados. I would like to thank the board members that are here. Special thanks to Lorraine, Stella, Roy Martinez, and Rico Velasquez, who had the vision for the infrastructure of our schools. And we leave the welcoming environment for our students in the hands of a new board. I would like to congratulate the new board members and wish you well, because I think that there are many challenges that are coming ahead, but we have planted the seed, at least in the welcoming environment that the students will have. I would like to thank a special thanks to David Torres for being a wonderful representative of the students. I would like to thank Evelyn Anaya, Administrative Secretary, and Carla Duran for being wonderful. New board members will find that Carla is an outstanding worker. I would like to thank the Citizens Oversight Committee appointed early on, especially the people that have headed it, Mr. Gene Sanchez and Mr. J.D. Campbell. I'd like to thank Bill Whaley, Lydia Garcia, and Andy Steiny of the Albuquerque Journal, and Bill Whaley and Lydia, of course, with the Horse Line, for being responsible journalists. Every time we read something in the newspaper, it looked like Mighty Matt had attended a separate meeting than these other people had, because it was one of the things that had happened. I would like to thank the students, teachers, parents, who cared enough to keep us informed of the educational needs of our community. Especially want to thank the men engaged in nonviolence, because they came to us and reported to us. I want to, the other organizations, YDI, Rocky Mountain Youth Corps, for helping our kids. We really appreciate the students that you are caring for. We have established a working environment, like a welcoming environment for our students. When I first came on board, I walked into the high school and all the carpets were torn up. And I happened to tell the principal at that time, why would kids want to come to a rat-infested school? Same thing happened at the Taos Elementary. And the wheels started turning in a $40 million project, which we leave to this community as we leave the board. We have experienced a state of denial, not only in Taos, but also statewide. The report card is out that New Mexico ranks 49 in the nation as far as education. And in that 49 state, Taos ranks at the bottom. As long as we have a state of denial, as Einstein said, we can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. We will continue to fail. The enrollment in the last 10 years has dropped at the Taos schools from approximately 3,500 students to 2,600 students. where do they go? We don't have accountability for them. But I can tell you some of them are in prison. Some of them are drug addicts. Some of them went on to get a GED. Some of them have died in those years of overdoses. And because we're afraid to address those gang violence issues in our schools. We have been accused of micromanaging because we have brought issues up. All the issues that I have brought up in the school board meetings. Micromanagement, ladies and gentlemen, you can't micromanage something that isn't managed. That's the way I feel. Who speaks for the children if the board members don't? The board members that remain and the board members that are coming in, yet ready to man the phones because the parents will bring you their concerns. And you have your obligations to bring it before the superintendent and see that those things are addressed. Multi-million dollars. I heard somebody in the street complain that the new Secretary of Education was bringing in consultants for $150,000. Oh, they were very critical about that. But yet, just a couple of months ago, we brought in $220,000 for tutors. Nobody wrote about that, and nobody has asked for those reports as to how our kids have done that have gone through that tutoring program. We have hundreds of memorandums of understanding with people that have signed them and never come back. Never come back. So we don't know if in fact they completed, there's no assessments as to how they completed their work. And now my favorite subject, Joan, Matt. Thank you for making me a cartoon of the Taos News. It was a comic book, and I appreciate that. You know why? Because you brought to light that I was addressing the issues of our community. You brought to light, whether you liked it or not, I was bringing those issues forth in this boardroom. Not in the classroom, not crashing into, as I was accused of crashing into classrooms and things like that. I never went to a classroom. I always dealt with the superintendent. When I went to the classrooms, I went to present historical and music to the kids, invited by the teachers. But yet you thought, I thank you for being here, Joan, because this is probably the second time I've seen you at a board meeting in 4 years. Mighty Matt, the guy that flew in from the Rio Grande Sun, I guess people in Española couldn't take that either. But he has gotten involved, and he works more here than he does at the Taos News, trying to look for personnel records, phone records, and everything else to make sure. Racial statements, like Mr. Córdova went to Albuquerque to a meeting and he ordered menudo. I like menudo. What the hell does that have to do with the education, what I eat, I did have ham and eggs for breakfast the next day. The paper is irresponsible. It has not addressed our achievement gaps. Everything's fine in Taos. 39% of our Latino kids are, and our Native American kids are graduating. I challenge the Taos News to be responsible journalists, and I challenge them also to hire Hispanics, Native Americans to be reporters. A lot of times they accuse people of not hiring others, and they're very, very strong criticism. But I challenge you, Joan Livingston, to hire reporters that understand the culture and the traditions. And if not, come and see me, I'll give you a cultural sensitivity class sometime. I offer my help to the new board in any way that I can. And I'm very proud of you that you decided to go for these positions. I want to thank the people of Entrado, my community. You know, we're right now building up a community center which will be cultural and will be something that will enhance the educational needs of our kids here. During the time that we were on the board, we were able to keep Arroyo Seco, their community center. We were able to keep Talpa, their community center. And you know, those are some wonderful centers that the people of those communities built, and that at one time, through their labor, are still existent as community centers and giving back to the community. So I would ask you to please support those community centers as much as you can. And you know, I will pray for you, and I will pray for the board, and I will pray for Billy Knight, who told me that he would pray that I would bring prayer back to the school. And God bless you, and grant amen to all of you who supported our children during the 4 years that I was here.